Right now, I'd like you all to meet Ellen. Why don't you tell us your story, Ellen?
Well, Gary and I...
That's your son's name, Gary?
Yeah. Anyway, Gary and I...
And Gary was taken from you right out from under your nose, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us your story?
Well, Gary and I were in the park.
Ooh, that's trouble.
And Gary was playing on the swings. I only turned my back for a moment. That was 6 years ago.
Oh, 6 years. And you haven't seen Gary since?
No.
What would you say to him if he was here right now?
I would tell him that I loved him and that I missed him so.
Well, guess what? We have a surprise for you. We just happen to have here in the studio right now the complete Bruce Springsteen CD collection.
This is incredible!
We'll be right back. Hi, we're back. We have with us now a man whose story just broke our producers' hearts. Meet Larry. Tell us what happened to you, Larry.
Well, me, my wife, and kids were driving from Los Angeles to Seattle to visit my mother, and we pull into this hotel.
Get to the part where you pull into the hotel.
Yeah, we pull into this hotel, and we're just going to stay the night. So we're just sitting there watching TV when suddenly the doors burst open and these two guys in masks rush in. They grabbed my wife and my kids, so I jumped them. But they shot me in the shoulder 3 times, and I lost use of my left arm. I almost died from loss of blood. So they take my wife and kids and they drive off with them. That was 6 years ago.
You have a question?
Mm-hmm. You ought to be ashamed of yourself taking a coward's way out. They should have finished you off.
Ooh, I did my best.
Yeah, you have a question.
Yeah. Hey, no wonder your wife left you. You gotta take care of business in a bedroom, pal.
So you haven't seen your family in 6 years.
No.
Look at me. You really miss them, don't you?
Yes.
You'd love to see them again, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Look at me. You'd give anything in the world to see them again.
Yes.
Well, here they are. It's something I'd love to be able to say, but I can't. We'll be back. You had another question for Larry.
Mm-hmm. If you weren't drunk, you could have protected your family like a real man.
Yeah.
I wasn't drunk.
Good question. Right now, I'd like you all to meet Ed. How are you, Ed?
Not good, Jane.
That's great. Why don't you tell us your story, Ed?
Well, when I was a little crumb snatcher, my papa went off to Vietnam, and he didn't come back. Apparently, Papa became a big television star in the Far East, and in less than a year, Papa had the #1 comedy show in Vietnam.
Ooh.
But this really upset Mama, because here in America, Mama been part of the show that Papa made famous over there, and now Papa was using this Vietnamese woman, and that was 20 years ago.
So you haven't seen your father in 20 years? Not even a photograph?
No, ma'am.
So you'd have no idea what he would look like?
No.
Well, then we have a surprise for you. Let's bring him out. Here he is, your dad.
Papa?
Son.
I can't believe it. Oh, I don't know how you did it, Miss Jane. It's a miracle.
Okay.
This is wonderful. This is what doing a show like this is all about. Yes, you had a question.
Yeah. If that Larry guy would spend a little more time doing the wild thing instead of playing with his thing, maybe his old lady'd still be with him, huh? Woo!
Well, that's our show. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.